Afternoon, everyone. My name is Bill Levinson, managing partner with Levinson and Associates. With me today, we have the Joseph Lochran, our marketing VP, and then we have our special guest speaker, our leads expert, Joanna, is joining us as well, and she's going to come on in about 5 to 7 minutes here. So, as usual, great stuff to talk about. In fact, as you know, we build these trainings really around you, our agents and GAs out there in the field. So if there's something that you want to see, that you don't like to see, if you have any comments, questions, good, bad, indifferent, please share with us, okay? Otherwise, we have no idea of what you're thinking and what you would like to see, or if you need to know how to order leads, whatever the case is, there's a question box on the right-hand side. You can type in questions now or wait till we wrap up and then call in or email us. We literally have 9 marketers now. So everybody is here to help you, our agent, to get all of your questions answered and to make sure that you are comfortable with our programs. Okay, so real quick, I also want to mention, you know, the lead topic conversation comes up all the time, okay? In fact, literally 50% of our new agent phone calls, okay, have the question to do with leads, okay? So it's either A, do you offer leads, or do you have leads for sale, or, you know, whatever the case is. So this comes up all the time, and I want to shed some light on this topic because, you know, if you're in this business for many years, or you're brand new in the insurance industry, you're going to hear rumors, myths, facts, whatever it is. You're going to hear all the above. So I want to just make this very black and white and talk about it one time. So in our industry, in the independent side, okay, I'm not talking about captive or career channels, but I'm talking about independent brokerage, which all of us are in. So with leads, you're going to hear about agencies that offer free leads, and then you're going to hear about agencies that sell leads for $100 or $200, which is crazy. But there's 2 rows you can go down. The first one is, yes, there are some agencies that do offer free leads, and I'm going to explain to you how that works so there's no gray area. Okay, the free leads, and don't let that suck you in, and if it does, just ask the right questions, okay? If you're right with us, great. If you happen to have another contract outside of us, that's okay too. But the way it works is the agency will give you free leads, and then your commission is basically cut in half or more, okay? We've heard stories of agents getting 20, 30, 40% on first-year commissions, and then you're 100% captive to that group because they want to make sure that their investment on you comes back to them with overrides or bonuses, okay? And then also what happens most of the time, there's a bunch of layers in between you and the agency and the carrier, okay? Now, every time there's a layer, and what I'm talking about is like MLM group, like pyramids, the old Amway, okay? And what happens is every time there's a layer added in between, there's a percentage of commission taken out, and then a level of service gets taken out. Because if you're at the bottom, okay, and let's say you're at the bottom of the pyramid, which most agents will never know, okay, but the way you can and will know is your commissions are very, very low, and the person above you takes, let's say, 5 to 10%, and then the person above them is taking 5 to 10%. In some cases, there's 5 to 10 layers in between you and the carrier contract. Also, what will happen is if you don't like the system and the leads, which happens most of the time, you're going to ask for a release, and the agencies will not release you. Okay, because they want to make sure that the business that you've already written doesn't fall off the books. And if it does, they want to be paid back, so they're not going to release you. Okay, so just make sure to ask the right questions. Now, with Levinson and Associates, let's say on the right side, With us, you're going to get top GA commissions, okay? There's no layers in between. It's you, us, and the carrier. Your contract is from, let's say, Bill Levinson, the life insurance agent, directly to the insurance carrier. There's no layers in between. You get to take advantage of a co-op lead platform, okay? So you're riding our other agents' coattails and getting discount pricing, okay? For example, today's live transfer exclusive leads are in the range of 25 to 35 bucks per lead. That's mortgage protection or final expense. So you can see the pricing difference. Now, with us, you're not captive, okay? So what that means is we're not going to call you every week to say, hey, what did you write this week? Who did you write it with? Now, we do ask that any business written from our leads does get placed back with Levinson, but if you have a contract through ABC Financial outside of Levinson, we don't care. It's okay. Yes, we want as much business as possible, but if you happen to have a few contracts outside, no problem. Service-wise, and again, commission-wise, it's you, Levinson, and the carrier. Your contract is direct to the carrier, like I already said. Service-wise, if there's something outstanding, okay, when the carrier places the feed right through our agency software system, you see that in real time. So there's no different layers or layers in between you back to the carrier. So everything gets done much faster, much more streamlined. There's no MLM, okay? We're not a pyramid. We're not Amway. Your contract for the third time is direct to the carrier. So that's very, very important to know. In my opinion, you're always better off getting a top commission payout, getting a discounted lead program, and you're free to do whatever you want to do. There's no babysitting. You don't have to report back. So if you want to try the other way, that's fine. You want to try us too, we have no problem with that. Most of the time, you'll wind up back with Levinson, but you are welcome to try it out, and I would love to hear your feedback, because what I just explained, we literally hear 9 out of 10 times from various agents out in the field. Okay, another thing I want to mention, our vendor that we are marketing and using for the live transfer leads, they have been doing this for 10 years now. So this isn't one of these fly-by-night internet lead companies that will be gone tomorrow. They've been around a long time. They're proven. They're not perfect leads, but they do work great, okay? So if you're willing to put the time and the effort in, you have the quote engine up, and you're ready to sell over the phone, these work awesome. What I also like about them, and I don't want to steal Joanna's thunder, but what I like about them is most of these lead companies, you have to like buy the entire state, okay? And yes, these days with our technology, you can sell over the phone, and you can do very well on the phone and signing people up via e-apps or drop tickets or our iGo platform, which works wonders, okay? But if you happen to get that client where, you know, it's $3,000, $4,000 a month of premium, you want to get in your car, go see this person face to face. So with this system, you can actually pick, hey, I want to work in this zip code or this tri-county area. And this way, when the big sale comes up, jump in your car, meet them at Starbucks, and get everything done face to face. So you're going to hear some awesome stuff from Joanna. I'm very, very excited about this presentation. So sit back, relax, take out a pen and paper, jot down notes, questions, comments, and we will revisit after the presentation or use the comment box like I said earlier. Okay, jumping right in here. About us, as you know, we've been around since 1972, family owned and operated, and every day, and I mean this, we are making things bigger and better, and the proof is in the pudding, and that's exactly why we are talking about the live transfer leads today and rolling out our podcast. It's the first time it's ever been done in the insurance brokerage space. It is the Bill Levinson Experience podcast, and you can view this on your smartphone, okay, on your podcast channel. On most smartphones, this will be available for free. YouTube, you will see the Levinson podcast, and right through our website, we'll also send out e-blasts as each monthly version comes up. I recorded the first one ever 2 days ago. with Jeff Levitets. He's a top Forbes 500 guy, Cleveland Clinic's Man of the Year 2018. He talks all about success, business in general, motivation, discipline, some really, really neat stuff. It's about 40 minutes long. And then, okay, and this is what I'm so excited about, and it's a huge game changer for the new year, for you, for us, all the above. So we have locked down our guest speaker on the podcast for this year. It's going to be done in 60 to 90 days as Gary Vaynerchuk, okay? Also goes by Gary V. If you don't know who he is, do a search online. Gary Vaynerchuk is like the young version of Tony Robbins. When it comes to online marketing, digital marketing, there is no one better, folks. And that's exactly where our industry is headed. To be a successful insurance agent these days, okay, you need to have this online presence. So I thought he would be perfect. I'm going to pick his brain for 40 minutes. I'm flying to their New York studio in Manhattan. I'm so excited about this, and my goal is to bring back all of these tips and tricks and share everything with our Levinson agents. So great stuff. Keep your eyes peeled for the Bill Levinson Experience podcast. Okay, real quick, we put together the LevinsonLeadProgram.com website just for you to go in and check out all of our co-op lead programs available for Levinson agents only. So take advantage of this. You can also get there from our Kerry Levinson website. Just click on lead programs and you get right in. It's a single sign-on, so you don't have to re-enter passwords or anything like that. Okay, updated 2019 lead program. So when you go into the Levinson Lead Program website, you're going to have access and see all of the programs regarding final expense, mortgage protection, annuities, some great stuff only available for you and your downline. Also available through KerryLevinson.com, and that's what you're looking at in front of you with the green arrow pointing down. That's where you're going to click for access. Okay, also, what we're going to do, a little different, and I'm excited about this. I think you can tell in my voice. We are giving away today, we're going to announce the winner at the end of the presentation. So the 100th registrant, okay, no purchase necessary. You don't have to do anything, as a matter of fact. You will get a free tablet, the new Amazon Fire tablet, plus $200 in free leads, okay? We will send that out this week. So there's no gray area or small print. Now, if you're not number 100, no problem, because you also get to take advantage of our $200 credit, okay? So if you purchase, let's say, your first batch of live transfer leads, you get a $200 credit and with a $500 startup cost. So you get $700 worth of live transfer leads. If you spend $1,000 on your first lead batch, you get a $300 credit. So that's $1,300 in leads for the price of $1,000. So again, you can start at either $500 or $1,000, and that's for all Levinson agents. Okay, we have a link that we are going to send out at the end of today's training to everybody that's on this call. If you're listening to this after today, we have 16,000 agents today, so there's a lot of you that are listening to this after today, which is no problem. Just let any one of our marketers know, or you can sign up via the Levinson Lead Program website or through KerryLevinson.com. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to let Joanna take the wheel. She's going to dive in and talk for about 15, 20 minutes or so, and then I'm going to announce today's winner of the free leads and tablets. Joanna, you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you. Yeah, and thanks for everybody for taking the time out of your day to learn about our live call program. If you want to move ahead to the next slide, I just want to give you all a quick background on the agenda that I'll be covering with you today. For those of you who aren't familiar with our company, I'll give you some information and background. As mentioned, we've been in business and doing this for over 10 years. And generating live call transfers and working with agents. So we really have this dialed in and understand this industry. I'm going to talk to you specifically about how we generate the live call transfers that you receive from us. And then I'll also cover our online dashboard, because this is really important. In any live call program, you need to be able to control the flow of calls that come in, be able to adjust your volume based on your availability and your budget. So we'll cover that as well. And then I'll talk to you about some of the pricing features and how it works with our system, and then how you can sign up for these special offers. So if you move to the next slide. Just to give you a little bit of background, we have over 100 full-time employees. Our core competency is that we're generating live call transfers only for the insurance space. We generate auto, home, life, and health. We're headquartered in Brooklyn, New York. I'm in our satellite office here in Denver, Colorado. And then our call center that intakes all of the consumer calls that are calling in interested in life insurance, they are in our call center in Boca Raton, Florida. So I'll start off, if you go to the next slide, with just kind of giving you some background on how we get you these live call transfers that you're receiving. We do all the marketing for you, which is great. So you don't have to worry about a thing. We're doing all of the online marketing, and we're targeting those consumers primarily that are on Google searching for insurance. So as you know, most consumers today, if they're conducting a Google search, most likely they're on their smartphone conducting that Google search. And so we optimize all of our landing pages and our ads for mobile, because we know if a consumer, once they come to our landing page, most people today are going to opt to use that click-to-call feature on their phone versus filling out something online. There's still a portion of consumers who are on their desktop that do fill out a form, and then we call out to them. But a lot of the consumers are calling into us through mobile click-to-call. So you can see over 40 million calls are driven by these mobile ads. So that's a huge number of consumers that are using mobile click-to-call. That number grows every year. So one of the most important things on this slide that I just want to point out is that mobile insurance shoppers do find it important to be able to talk to an insurance company during the purchasing process. So they don't want to just transact over the online. They do want to speak to an insurance company. So that's where we come in. We connect you with those consumers that are online shopping for life insurance and direct them over to you as their expert. If you move ahead to the next one. The next slide just kind of gives you an illustration of how the whole process works with data a lot. So when you call in, we will help set up your target criteria. So in a couple of slides, I'll show you some of the filtering options that we have available for life. But you'll set up your geo targets. If you can't take the whole state, great, because you're going to have more volume available to you. Or if you're licensed in multiple states, we can set up multiple states for you. And if you do want to just stay more within a local area, you'll have less volume available, but you can select by zip code. It'll just be, when you call in, we can talk to you about the volume available in your area so that you can get a feel for what we do have, because that can vary depending on where you're located. So as I mentioned, we're doing all the marketing. So those consumers are coming to us either through mobile click-to-call, or if they've completed a form online, we're calling out to them in real time. And then again, they're all going through our call center. So they're all going to be screened and qualified by a live human, by one of our call center reps here in the US. And we'll verify that they are looking for life insurance. And then we'll ask them a series of questions. If that consumer meets your filtering criteria and they're in your geo targets and you're available, then we'll conduct a warm transfer and hand off that consumer to you. So at the end of every call, we will ask the consumer, do you have 5 to 10 minutes to speak to a licensed agent? And only the consumers that say yes will be transferred to you. And you'll always be able to identify that it's us calling. We have a designated 888 number, so you can always know that it's Datalot Lead Source calling in to bring you your live call transfer. So some of the benefits to using live calls. So I'm assuming many of you have used, have telemarketed or maybe used internet leads in the past. And I think we can all agree that one of the biggest hurdles in sales is just getting a hold of that consumer and having that consumer on the phone. So what we're doing is help bringing you further down the sales funnel. We're eliminating that challenge of reaching the consumer, because it can be frustrating. If you've purchased internet leads, sometimes, you may call and call for days finally to reach that consumer, to find out that they've already purchased insurance, or maybe they don't meet your filtering guidelines. So with the live call, you've got someone on the phone who has said, yes, I do want to speak to a licensed agent, and you already know a little bit about that consumer, that they have been screened and that they meet your filtering criteria. And this is, time is money, so this saves you time. And the other big benefit to using our company is that the calls are exclusive. So when you get the call, that is it. We're not sending it to any other companies. So you're not competing against 5 to 7 companies at the same time. So that exclusivity is also a huge advantage that you have with using this program. If you move to the next slide, I'll get into just kind of sharing with you some of the control features that we have. So we have a web-based platform that allows you to really self-serve and control your account. And what we have here is just a screenshot of what that looks like. So in number 1, just highlighting that the account is on and active. The other feature that's highlighted in number 2 that agents love is our live call recording. So the call between you and the consumer is recorded. So if you have other staff members that are taking these calls, it's a great opportunity to listen to the calls and help improve your staff's ability to talk to the agents and how they're interacting, so you can help improve your close ratios. So we highly recommend using that, and agents love it. You'll notice to the left of that, which isn't highlighted by a number, but you'll see the name, and you can see the name and the number. So if you have your screen open and you're on datalot.com when you receive a call from us, and you just click on the name, it will expand and give you all the information from that consumer that we've already gathered. And this just makes for a better consumer experience, so you're not re-asking the questions that we've already asked in the call center. So you'll have the information in front of you, and then you can ask any additional questions that you need to ask that consumer in order to complete the quote. If you move to the next slide, and I'll mention before I move on, if any of you are using a rating system or have a CRM, just mention to us what you're using, and we do integrate with a lot of different companies. So if we're able to integrate, it's free on our end to set that up for you as well. The next slide really kind of goes over the controls that you have with your account to control the flow of calls that are coming in. So in number 1, you'll notice that there's an on-off switch. So on means you're available to receive calls, but if something comes up and you need to pause your account, you can simply toggle it off, and you can select different time increments that you would like to toggle off for. We also have a concurrency cap. Most of you will probably have this set at 1. It's just the number of calls that you can receive from us at one time. And then you can place the price in the system. To the right of that is the call price. And we'll talk about that on the next slide. But whatever price is listed here is the most you would pay for a call. But in a lot of cases, you'll pay less depending on supply and demand. And then we'll recommend to you the best pricing for your area based on your filters and where you're located. Number 3 is the destination phone number. So you'll be able to edit this on the fly. Most of you will have this set to your office. I do recommend that you have whoever is doing the quoting answer the phone. So it's better to do that versus having somebody, a receptionist, for example, answer the call and then try to locate someone. So try to have that number go to someone who's actually going to be doing the quoting for that consumer. And you can edit this on the fly as well. So if you need to update it to your cell phone, you can do that as well. And then to the right, we'll just show you and display all the filters that you have on your account. And then below that is the schedule itself. So you can day part, so you can toggle this and select the hours that you're willing to receive calls, and then you can set blocks of how many calls that you want within each of those time blocks. We generate calls actually Monday through Sunday, so most of our volume does come in Monday through Friday, but if you're working on Saturday, our call center is open, and if you're working, it's a great time to take calls because a lot of agents have shut up their account. Same thing with evenings. We are generating calls until 9 p.m. the local time. So again, a lot of agents will shut off their account around 5 or 6. So evenings is also a great time to take calls. And then you're in control of changing the schedule. And I do recommend to get the most volume available that you try to keep your account on for 20 plus hours a week if you're really looking to get volume, because the lower amount of time you're on the system, it gets more difficult for us to guarantee that you'll get a specific amount of volume. So if you move to the next slide, just quickly want to point out that if you are on the go, you can actually manage this from your smartphone as well. So if you forget to turn off your account, for example, you can turn your account off through your smartphone and set any additional changes that you need to through there. If you move to the next slide. Just to cover some of the features again, I've talked about a few of these, but really want to just remind everybody again that the calls these are exclusive calls, real-time live. You have someone on the phone who has said, yes, I do want to speak to an agent to get a life quote, and it's all inbound consumer initiated. We are not doing any outbound telemarketing. You'll always get that warm handoff, so our call center representative will reach out to you first to do that introduction before connecting you with that consumer. And then through our through the web-based application that I just took you through a couple of screenshots, you have the ability to set your volume controls, pause your calls, destination phone number, and recordings. The other thing I'll just mention in regards to our service is when you set up your account, a sales representative will help you set up your initial account. And then we have an onboarding team, and that onboarding team is there with you for the first 30 days. And initially what they'll do is give a walkthrough to you and any of your staff members that will be using the system, just to make sure that everybody understands how to manage the account, and then make sure that your filters are correct and everything is set correctly to how you want it. And then they're there for you for the first 30 days to kind of help with best practices and anything you need, and really they're just to help you be successful. After the first 30 days, then you'll have a dedicated service representative that will be with you for the remainder of the time on your account. And we do this just to really kind of give you more of a one-on-one relationship, so that each time you're calling in, you're not getting someone different, and this person will really understand and know your account in and out. As I mentioned, we do the carrier integration, so just mention that as well when you call in, and we can let you know if what you're using is a system that we can integrate for you. If you move ahead. Getting into just how this works with the pricing and the filters, we generate, for the life calls, we can generate term life and final expense. So we'll ask the consumer in the call center if they're looking for term or final expense. So you can take both, or for those of you that are just looking for final expense, you can select that you only want to filter for final expense. If it is term, again, it's up to you to kind of educate that consumer on all the different policy options that are available, such as whole life, and kind of go into them with what might suit their needs the best. We can also offer age filters and then healthy only. So if you want only healthy consumers, we can do that on the term life calls as well. And the call prices are going to range, again, probably around 25 to 35. And again, that's why it's best that you call in and talk to one of our specialists, because once we know your area, the more area you take, the less the pricing, because then we can help get you more volume. For those of you that want to be a little more niche, then the pricing is probably going to be on that higher side of the 30 to 35. And then, as mentioned in the beginning, we have a great promotion. This is above and beyond the standard promotion that we offer to agents. So it's really important that you go through Levinson in order to take advantage of this offer. If you deposit $500 to get started, we will add a $200 bonus to your account. If you start with a $1,000 deposit, we will add a $300 deposit to your account. And we don't have any contract minimums. There's no contract or minimum amount that you have to purchase with us. Many of the agents that have been on our service have been with us for a long time because they are seeing a positive return on investment and continue to buy calls with us. So we don't find the need to have long-term contracts with some of those companies that are out there that provide leads to you. So we really look forward to working with all of you, and we're excited about this partnership and the opportunity to help you all grow your agencies. Again, I'll pass it back to Levinson and Associates to explain to you how you take advantage of this offer, and we look forward to speaking with all of you.
That was great, Joanna. Thank you so much. And I think it's also important that everybody understands, yes, we're picking one winner at the end of the presentation, and you'll get $200 worth of leads and our free tablet, but everybody on the call gets at least a $200 credit as soon as you start the program. So that goes for everybody listening, all Levinson agents. So take advantage of this. You can't get it off the street if you just came across them. So run with these opportunities. It's definitely worth a shot, okay? I would stress, if you are comfortable on the phone, I would say definitely worth trying this out. And if it works, great, it's a home run. And if it doesn't work, then hey, if you made at least one sale, obviously it pays for itself and then some, and then try something else. And whatever it is, and if that doesn't work, obviously try something else. And that's why we put together a bunch of various programs that all work in different ways for different types of products. I also want to say that as soon as you get these consumers on the phone, you have to be ready and you have to know the basics around our website. We put together some great lead scripts for final expense, mortgage protection, annuities. We have an awesome quote engine that, in fact, we're just launching the first permanent quote engine that's ever been done before called iSolve. We're an exclusive pilot with iPipeline, so you'll see that coming out in the next month or so. But the point I'm trying to make is you have to be comfortable with the basics if you're working this lead program, because you're going to be on the phone, ready to quote, ready to talk about the basics with life insurance. So Joe is going to dive in right now. We're going to show you what other co-op programs are available through Levinson, and then we're going to show you some basics and give you enough ammunition to get started with any of these lead programs. Joe, you there?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. So I'm going to go ahead and dive in. Of course, all these lead programs are available right on KerryLevinson.com. Underneath the Agent Tools tab, you can click on Lead Programs and actually learn more about every single one of these platforms and even sign up directly through the website. So the first one I'm going to dive into is on the screen in front of you here on the left-hand side, the Orphan Lead Program. This is basically a neat program that we have actually worked out with several of our insurance carriers that we have an IMO contract with. A lot of times they send us a block of business from other agencies that are no longer in the business, where maybe that agent is no longer active or maybe has been deceased and no one spoke to that client in years. So these are often term policies that can be converted. And basically, once you write a production amount with us, we'll actually send you those orphan policyholder leads. So you can request those right through our website. On the right-hand side, we have a great co-op final expense mailer. It's available. It's actually part of our final expense sales platform called Legacy Safeguard. This is just $4.30 per thousand. What's great is you can actually pick the ages, the gender, the income level, zip code. There's a 4-day turnaround from order to mail. These leads are exclusive, never reused. So it's a great way to kind of do some actual physical mailers for those different final expense products that we have. These on average are getting about 2 to 2.5% depending on the zip code that you order, but you can actually work directly with that lead vendor. They'll tell you based on the zip code you pick historically what that return has been, so you can make sure you're not actually mailing to zip codes or you're not going to get a very, very high response. So a great final expense program that's available as one of our lead programs. Also, two other really important lead programs here. On the left-hand side, we do have a voice sales lead program. This is basically a call center that completes an interview with a qualified prospect for both final expense and mortgage protection term. Those leads are then immediately sent over to you via email with all the client's contact information, so you can actually pick up the phone, contact that client, even set up an appointment. On average, these leads are resulting in about a 60% appointment set ratio. Again, exclusive territories, very good quality for both mortgage protection and final expense. Those start at just $25 per lead. On the right-hand side, we have a co-op annuity lead mailer. This is just $4.60 per thousand. This really hones in on the annuity marketplace. If you want to learn more about this, reach out to Josh Hoffman in our office. He's our annuity expert. But you can actually start receiving direct responses from these annuity mailers in just about 2 weeks. So really great way to dive into that annuity platform. Between all the different fixed and index annuity products and all the incentives on the annuity side, there's some really great opportunity to uncover a lot of great annuity leads through that program. Also, we do have some awesome lead resources. We have a mortgage lead frequently asked question sheet, which kind of goes through what to expect when you work with these different lead programs and vendors. We actually have a sample phone script for the term and final expense close, and then we have the ultimate cross-selling close. So this is maybe for a client that you initially spoke to for term life insurance, and maybe now you want to get into the conversation on disability to help cover their mortgage amount, or maybe switching from term insurance to final expense to critical illness. It's a great way to kind of have that ultimate cross-sell and really merge those products together. So those are all available for any active Levinson agent. And then one section here before I turn it back over to Bill that I think is very important is right on KerryLevinson.com. We have a section called Simplified Issue / Non-Med Plans. This really highlights all the top non-med mortgage solution products. We even have some carriers now that go upwards of $1 million with a completely streamlined underwriting process, no pyramid exam. We even have some that are offering same-day approval up to $1 million of term coverage, even all the way up to age 65. So next time you run a quote and you're looking for a quick, easy product, the great thing is a lot of these carriers have these non-med programs available, and the cost is sometimes the same, if not cheaper, than the next competitive carrier that will require a lengthy paramed exam and underwriting process. So very, very neat stuff. Again, that's right on KerryLevinson.com. In the email you received this afternoon, you will have a link to access every single one of those resources.
Okay, good stuff, Joe. Thank you for that. We're just about done here. We're going to wrap up in a couple minutes, just a couple slides left, and then we'll announce the winner, and then just going to show you a few other ways you can take advantage of training and learning more and bringing your practice to the next level. So our annual Agent Expo is May 10th, 2019, and I really hope everyone on this call, we have hundreds and hundreds of agents on right now as we speak, and I hope all of you are going to make it to our expo. Okay, this is free for everyone, and we literally have the best insurance trainer in the industry as our keynote. That's Joe Ross, and he's going to be there live and speak to you for about an hour, and he's going to talk all about life insurance and annuity sales and give you some great new sales ideas to walk away with to help change your business. So if you haven't registered, register right now, or as soon as we hang up the call, go on KerryLevinson.com and you can register from there. And Joe, if you can also include a link in everyone's thank you email, that would be great. But this will be a day you will not forget. If you've been to our expos in the past, this is only going to be bigger and better with over 300 agents and GAs to network with and walk away with new sales concepts. Okay, moving forward here, these are other agent training events that you all need to pay attention to, okay? If you want to grow and innovate, you know, you got to think back. I love this story. If you think back 20, 30, even 40 years ago, okay, which is a little before my time, but everyone talks about, you know, how Sony, you know, they were the leader in the technology world, right? And I know they came out with the Walkman and the first jukebox, and Sony owned the space, okay? I mean, if you thought about technology or the Walkman or, you know, whatever it was, boom boxes back then, everyone knew Sony, okay? Here comes this company called Apple, okay, and they were innovative and they listened to their customers and they surveyed, and everyone said, hey, you know, we want better products and we want to be able to, you know, have something that works like a Walkman, but that's a lot smaller. Long story short, Apple changed the game, okay? Look at Apple and Sony today, and Apple owns the space because they were innovative and they created the best product around. Yes, it's a little more expensive than the Sony products years ago, but people were willing to spend the extra money for the innovation and the great new technology. So they changed the landscape. So the point is, we all, as agents, IMOs, agencies, we have to constantly grow and innovate and listen to the end consumer, right? If they want to buy insurance over the phone or online through your website because they don't want to be bothered on a Wednesday night before the kids go to sleep at the kitchen table, we have to listen. And that's why we have drop tickets and e-applications. And that's why you have to have a website with a quoting engine and lead capture, okay, which we have all this stuff, and it's free. But you have to learn the basics. And even if you say to yourself, hey, Bill, you know, I don't want to know about technology. I want to focus on selling over the phone and meeting people at Starbucks. That's fine too, okay? We have a VIP plan now that will do everything for you and utilize all of our technology, okay? So take a look. Those are the trainings that we have. We put together these trainings for you, and we don't make any money on this. It's free for you. We put all this together to help our agents be the Apple and not be the Sonys of the world, right? So every single week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, at 2 p.m. Eastern, we pick a different topic, as you can see, And you can register for these free training webinars on our website. You can have your assistant on with you. And the point is, we want to make sure that you're comfortable having your own website and lead capture and CRM. We even have target marketing tools. We even put together on Fridays now, that's brand new for the new year, we added a best practices training webinar, okay? And that's built all around how to use email marketing and drive traffic to your website and how to constantly reach out and touch your existing clients and prospects. So if you're using our tools, great. If you're using Salesforce or someone else's tools, that's great too. We just want to help our agents, because when you make more money, we make more money. It's a win-win across the board, and that's why we're in this business, as we all know. Okay, on the bottom there, this is a great platform. We are rolling out on February 7th, okay? Now, the reason why this is so important, yes, it's worksite, but here's where the niche is. If you're working in small businesses, or if you want to start to work with small businesses, this is a product that has to have it's a 5-person minimum, okay? But what's neat about this, the business owner can get 5 times annual income, guaranteed issue, and that's term or permanent insurance with living benefits. So if you have a business owner who can't get a regular policy, this is the best way to get your foot in the door. So we're going to launch this February 7th, 2 p.m. Eastern. Me and Joe will be live with our VP. On the bottom, we're talking about the hot new disability sales ideas for 2019. We're going to roll that out February 21st at 2 p.m. Eastern. But take advantage of this stuff, please. I can't say it or stress it enough. We do all of this for you, and if you're not on listening, paying attention, okay, stop emailing and listen and focus on what we're doing. We're doing this to help change your game, but you have to pay attention and use some of this stuff. All right, so this is our last slide, and I'm going to mention before we announce the winner, a couple things. We just added Lafayette Life and Lumico to our arsenal of products and carriers. So if you want more information, let us know. We also just launched our life settlement division for 2019. We are launching our senior department for 2019. Q1, that's all health insurance and a senior division in-house here at our Coral Springs location, South Florida. We have a great man that's heading this up, came from a huge health insurance carrier. Okay, I can't tell you his name yet, but I'm sure a lot of you are going to know him. We're launching that Q1, so March of this year. Couldn't be any more excited. We have a new lead program to go along with it to work hand in hand. The podcast, game changer, folks. Gary Vaynerchuk is locked in for 2019. I have to pinch myself because I've looked up to this guy for the last 10 years. If you don't know who he is, look up Gary V online, and he's going to talk all about insurance brokerage and how agents can get their name out there by utilizing social media and driving traffic to your website, which is the name of the game. Our Sell While You Sleep platform, okay, think Amazon for insurance. You're going to have 10 different insurance products that your client can go on your website, run a quote, and apply themselves and get approved the same day while you did nothing, okay? All you did was drive traffic to your website. Agency Automator Updates, okay? Those are the webinars that we have live every week for CRM tool, for your website builder, for lead capture and target marketing. Agency Automator upgrades are rolling out now as we speak. And then, of course, we have these live trainings. Kevin is our host on the training webinars. Make sure you jump on those and get comfortable with at least the basics so you know what you're doing out there. I couldn't stress it enough, okay? All right, we're going to announce the winner. And right before that, I'm going to talk about our Positive Tuesday motivational quote, because I think this is also so important. I don't care if you're in our business or you're doing this part-time, whatever the case is, you need to understand the way that this goes. It really shouldn't matter if you're washing windows downtown or building rockets for NASA. If you give it your all and love what you do, you will succeed. That goes for everyone. It's so important. You have to have passion, enthusiasm, and love what you do, because your clients are going to feel that if it's through the phone, online, or face-to-face. So make sure you're there every single day. The winner, the 100th registrant, is L. Falstich. L. Falstich, congratulations. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. This has been great. Have a great week, a good weekend, and great selling. Take care.